50 by 15, that's what the whole thing is?
Yeah.
So we're about 45.
He's talking about having the spent $400 or $500 on we're going to lay us a bunch of good quality tools.
And if it's all right, we can leave it. You can slide it up in the back once all that crap's
Full dog for it.
Okay. Ooh, what was that? We're doing good. There's two right now. Let me get it on the other side.
That's still a work that you can do.
I put that wire back on. I gave him your engine. So you can steal the throttle. That's your engine. No problem.
So we just figured
What's the problem there is to figure out.
here, I think.
Well, and that line is, she's going to be a senior.
All right, so Ray's on the locomotive. There he is.
And here's
She's a
Everybody for coming to our celebration. We're celebrating two things today. The sesquicentennial of the First Transcontinental Railroad, which happened at 1247. I guess that was mountain time, even though they didn't have mountain time.
sun time.
Local time, which is almost right about now, and they're having a similar celebration at Promontory at this very moment in Utah to celebrate the 150th anniversary of that achievement. Now, in terms of significance to the United States, it was probably equivalent to the space shuttle. It took them 6 years to build it, and a lot more beneficial than the space shuttle, in my opinion. And even though it's somewhat of an obscure date. So what I wanted to do is read a little bit from the Trains magazine article. I was going to talk a little bit about the history of it because I think everybody really doesn't know what happened. They just saw the picture of the guys holding out the bottles of stuff. So I'm going to start here. This is the Trains magazine article, which is pretty cool. At 12 noon, the ceremony began. Shortly before noon, an Irish track crew brought forward and laid the last Union Pacific rail and spiked it into place. A select crew of 8 Chinese laid this last Central Pacific rail and spiked it in place, except for the last 3 ties and the space for the California Laurel tie. And then Mr. Russell photograph the Chinese when they were finished, surrounded by a crowd of onlookers. And then this photograph here, you can see the 3 Chinese are definitely identified in the loco. Interestingly, 3 of the 8 Chinese who laid that rail showed up at the 50th anniversary of this event. So at 12:47, Governor Stanford of California, standing on the south side, and Durant, president of the Union Civic on the north side, on a signal from Mills, both lightly tapped their respective golden spikes. There were 2 golden spikes, and a silver spike and an iron spike, and rested on this. Then resting on the south rail, they put the mall down and completed a circuit, which signaled across the country and across the world that the railroad was done. So this also set off cannons and bells in cities and towns from coast to coast. So cheers erupted from the bystanders at Promontory. An Army regiment, the very first Army regiment en route to San Francisco. This is the very first military movement across our country by train. Participated in the ceremony. They had their brass band. They just happened to be there. And I'm saying here the temperature was 69 degrees, which was pretty nice, low humidity, and they had and it was measured at the Pacific Telegraph Crowd. Immediately after the ceremonies, the crowd moved back so officials could pose for photographs. The locomotives were pulled back, and then creating a larger space between. And then mid-afternoon, at about a half hour, most of the important officials retired to their private cars for buffets. They left the field to the workers. The engines were brought forward again to touch the pilots. The workers gathered for more photographs, including what has become the iconic photograph of the event of the locomotive engineers holding out their champagne bottles. So they exchanged the bottles and toasted each other and baptized the rails. So that's pretty much the story. After that, everybody had a little dinner, and then everybody left, and the place just kind of disappeared in history. So that's what we're celebrating. So
Fred Hart said, what was it that the engine said the pilot and such you had to have basically a single track and cattle world.
that's the reason Larry is here. Larry Brennan and Sarah Trueville and Bob Burke are witnesses to our awesome Golden Spike event that we're going to have now to celebrate the completion of our main line, which is 4 hard years. Actually, we took just a little bit less time than they did to build the entire Transcontinental Railroad. But we did it with about 40,000 feet.
Yeah, but you had electricity.
But we were working on it. Yeah. Electricity right off. So with that, I guess I have been privileged to drive our last Golden Spike. So, and in front of a monument, we have a collection of HO people. One woman has already passed out from the heat. And
So he's holding her up. Huh?
yeah, there goes a guy too. So we have a little gold spike here. Does everybody want to see the gold spike before and after? You can come in and film it. There is a itty bitty gold spike.
If you say so.
All right. And so I'm going to drive it, and then it fell out. Okay. Welcome to my world, guys. Get in there. That's magnet. That's a magnet. Go somewhere. Okay, erase that do-over. There we go. And I'm going to say done.
Yay!
Done.
Cheers.
All right. Okay. So with that, that's the video portion of our program, and now we're going to go on to the next. License, we're moving, all right.
You're gonna leave it in there, right?
Yeah. All right. Anybody want any more pictures of the cake? You want a root beer? Or
If you're really okay, put your finger out of there.
Oh, look at
So,
the station.
you want some celebratory? It's over.
Oh,
We've already been celebrating, I can see that right now.
I have some.
Gonna have the three old
You know, I was gonna stand there and let you do that.
How's your spirit?
we're gonna bring our new guy.
Well, I remember, I can get it.
Remember we gave you 2 lunch here?